Good afternoon and welcome to Newswatch. I'm Rebecca Yount.
And I'm JP Pantoja, and we're so excited to bring you your weekly news.
Today we'll take a look at the Washington Federal Seminar course, the 2-year outpouring anniversary here at Asbury University, and a barber whose passion continues for over 6 decades. We'll also have your local sports updates.
Before we dive into today's stories, we'd like to take a moment to recognize students involved in this production, both in front of and behind the camera, as well as in the control room. Makayla Barker reports.
Have you ever wondered what goes into producing a news show? From script writing and creating news packages to live broadcasts, Newswatch, Asbury University's student-led TV news program, gives students hands-on experience in delivering the news straight from Asbury's campus to the world.
Newswatch offers hands-on experience, professional development, and teamwork opportunities. Every role is essential. Helping students learn the dynamics of live production is the main purpose of Newswatch.
Every semester, new students join the team, eager to learn and gain hands-on experience in the world of broadcast journalism.
I really want to get into it because I'm a film and TV major, and I really just want to get that experience, get the opportunities, take whatever I can get here at Asbury, and then eventually use it in the real industry.
Students take on roles both on and off camera, whether anchoring, reporting, or operating equipment in the control room, and they gain field experience as reporters.
My favorite position would probably be anchor. It challenges me and it helps me grow in ways that I just find really helpful in the career that I want to go into.
I'm willing to learn it all because I want to know it all. It's just a really great opportunity to get your hands dirty, put your hands in, and come out with more knowledge of skills.
Behind every news show is a detailed pre-production process.
A Newswatch show is built through a structured pre-production process. Throughout the week, we work on content selection, crew assignments, script writing, and rehearsals. So by the time we go live, everything's well prepared.
This spring semester, Newswatch will air 4 more shows with 2 episodes every month, bringing you the latest stories and in-depth coverage. In Wilmore, Makayla Barker, Newswatch.
Asbury University's Washington Federal Seminar course offers students a unique opportunity to engage with politics and foreign relations up close. This semester, participants travel to Washington, D.C. to gain first-hand insight and reflect on their experiences. Sevasti Levenioti reports.
Asbury University's Washington Federal Seminar, offered every spring semester, provides students interested in politics and foreign relations with a unique learning experience. This semester, 7 students traveled to Washington, D.C. to participate in the National Association of Evangelicals conference, while also immersing themselves in the energy of the nation's capital.
I feel like the conferences and the speakers that were brought to us, they were definitely eye-opening, and it was more like an in-depth conversation with them, and I learned a lot.
So the conference speakers were mostly like senators. We had a couple people with like bipartisan groups.
Dr. Steve Clements, who leads the trip, guided students through discussions and activities designed to enhance their understanding of government and policy.
Well, I think this class is a great way for students to kind of begin developing their civic and political selves.
Students visited the National Cathedral, museums, the U.S. Capitol, and the Supreme Court. They also met with senators, representative staff, and former politicians.
I think all of us enjoyed the different perspectives from the 6 senators that we heard from, and then the people from a variety of different advocacy groups and interest groups and the NAE itself.
Even though the trip to Washington, D.C. and the National Association of Evangelicals conference is over, the class will meet 3 more times.
In addition to the 8-day trip to D.C., we have 4 Monday evening classes on campus, usually 1 before and then 3 after.
I would absolutely recommend this trip and this class for other students. It's just a great way to learn about yourself more, figure out like what you want to do in life. Like, do you want to work in a big city? Do you want to work in politics? Do you want to work bipartisanly?
We're just hopeful that we can continue doing this, keep this tradition going at the university.
From Washington, D.C., I'm Sevasti Levenioti, Newswatch.
Asbury University celebrated an anniversary this week. 2 years ago, this past Friday, marked the 2nd anniversary of the outpouring that lasted a total of 16 days in 2023. In commemoration, Asbury designated a chapel and prayer time to the student body and faculty. Friday's chapel involved several speakers that were involved in various ways during the outpouring. Rob Lim, a business professor, encouraged the student body to reflect on their own personal experiences and set the stage for several following students to share their own testimonies. Kanan Yang, a senior media communication student, shared his experience of traveling to Thailand to share what God was doing on Asbury's campus. Susanna Edward, a junior year student, also shared her experience of witnessing to the citizens of Australia. Mary Hostetter, a restored class member, traveled to South Africa with 60 other believers to share at a conference of what God was doing on Asbury's campus. Macy Hill shared what it looked like for a student on campus during the outpouring. She expressed how she had the privilege of witnessing to a friend on a separate campus. Students and professors leaned in this week to celebrate what God has done on our campus, but they also looked ahead in expectation of what He will do in the future.
As always, it's a busy week for Asbury sports. Ella Kays is here with more. Ella?
Thanks, JP. Last week, the women's basketball team took home 2 wins against LaGrange College and Huntington College. And last night, the team played at home against Maryville College, winning 63-52. The men's basketball team also beat LaGrange College last week, 81-73. This Saturday, both teams will take on the Blazers at Belhaven University at 2 and 4 p.m. Men's and women's swimming continue competing at the Liberal Arts Conference Championships throughout Saturday. Last weekend, Asbury's track and field teams competed in the NCCAA Indoor National Championship, where the men took home 9th place out of 18 teams and the women took home 10th place out of 18 teams. Tomorrow, they will travel to Center College to compete in their indoor invitational. Men's and women's tennis are gearing up to start their spring season, with the men playing Center this Saturday at 2 p.m. and the women playing Greenville University and Ohio Northern University at 12:30 and 4 p.m. Asbury's baseball team steps up to the plate for their season opener this Saturday in Berea at 12 p.m. against North Park University. That's all the sports updates I have for you today. Back to you.
1 week from today, an art and design senior will host a reception for her senior showcase. Reporter Kourtney Kawata is live from Kinlaw Library. Kourtney?
Thanks, Becca. Senior Rose Brandon will have her senior art showcase titled Unseen right here in Kinlaw Library. This is the first art and design senior showcase of this semester. All art and design majors are required to have a gallery their senior year in either the Bistro or Kinlaw Libraries. Professor Keith Barker leads as the gallery coordinator. Next Monday, the 17th, Brandon's show will open at noon in the Kinlaw lobby. Her work consists of physical, painted, and drawn pieces. On Thursday, the 20th, the gallery will have a reception from 4 to 6 p.m. The gallery will be available to view during Kinlaw's library hours until March 14th. The Art and Design Department looks forward to 3 art major shows after Brandon's show starting on March 31st. That's all I have for you. Back to you, JP.
A Frankfurt barber is letting nothing stop him from continuing his work, even at 85. Ella Kays reports.
In a world of modern cuts and trends that come and go, there's one barber who stayed true to his craft and his customers for over 6 decades.
People seem to enjoy, talking to me and things, but they give me a rough time kidding me and things, and so I enjoy that.
At 85 years old, Ernie Baker keeps his barbershop as much a part of his life as it is a part of the community. How do you create a sense of community that will bring these people back?
Well, I just do a good job. No, I do the best. That's good. But yeah, and I enjoy people. So, yeah.
Even after having to relocate his shop several times, Baker is still going strong, letting nothing stop him from living out his dream.
I've been here 6 years, I guess, in this location.
The Hair Corral isn't just any barbershop. It's a place where people return time and time again to sit in the same chair, get a haircut, catch up, and joke with the man who's seen it all.
First thing my wife asked me, well, Ernie, tell you any good jokes? When I get home, she'll ask me.
For many, it's about more than just getting a trim. It's about preserving tradition and a sense of connection that goes beyond the barber's chair.
President Donald Trump became the 47th President of the United States. Let's take a look at what Americans hope to see from the new administration in the years ahead. Sevasti Levenioti reports.
The United States of America has witnessed a transition of executive power. On January 20, 2025, a new administration was sworn into office, with President Donald Trump becoming the 47th President of the United States. We are here in Washington, D.C., reporting on what Americans think and hope for this new administration, as well as what they would like to see from it moving forward.
I would like to see healthcare reform, gun reform, and for them to just reverse all of the crazy stuff they've already started doing.
Personally, it's all about to me the immigration is making people come in legally.
Being, conservative with the taxpayer's dollar and really taking discretion with how the taxpayer dollar is used among the government and cutting fat is all well and good. I'm absolutely in support of that, but I don't think that it should come at the expense of institutional knowledge. I think a lot of the way that the government is run is just based on norms and institutional knowledge, and when you get rid of that, frankly, it's quite scary. Just not knowing what the next 4 years are going to look like without those career civil servants who have served this country devotedly under both Republican and Democratic administrations.
I'd like to see more unity and less division.
I'm a medical student in Georgia, and dealing with a lot of women coming to the hospital with various women's health issues, especially surrounding pregnancy. So I'd really love to see this administration get some scientists involved in the healthcare decisions that they're making, and some women scientists as well, because right now what's going on, especially in the southern states, has been really difficult to see.
Many local citizens and visitors have spoken today on what they expect and what they hope for the new administration in the days to come. From Washington, D.C., I'm Sevasti Levenioti with Newswatch.
This week, 3 storms were expected to impact communities across the U.S. The first 2 storms impacting the central and eastern U.S., bringing snow to the north and heavy rainfall to the south, began Tuesday. While the third storm of the week slams into California, bringing a substantial mudslide and debris flow threat for people still suffering from the historic LA wildfires. Cheryl Hubbard has more.
3 storms are hitting the U.S. this week with a winter combo of rain, snow, and sleet. The first storm had tens of millions of people under winter alerts across the mid-Atlantic and Appalachians, wreaking havoc and dumping snow. Students at Virginia Tech celebrated canceled classes Tuesday with a snowball fight. Virginia State Police reported more than 300 crashes and at least 24 injuries.
When the temperature drops, we'll be back out putting salt and sand on the bridges and the overpasses.
The second storm right behind it.
Looks like it's going to be a rough one.
Bringing snow and ice to central U.S. and heavy rain further south. Cities like Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, Des Moines, and Detroit facing up to a half-foot of snow.
Oh, it's straight up blizzard out here. I had to slow down to stop.
One truck driver coming from Denver was stuck on the side of the road for 6 hours, forced to stop deliveries until the roads in eastern Kansas were clear. A third storm expected to slam California on Thursday. Residents sandbagging and installing temporary barriers ahead of heavy rain and possible flooding. Evacuation warnings have been issued in the Santa Barbara area burned by recent wildfires. The region is expecting several inches of rain and has the potential for flooding and mudslides.
We have the whole hillside behind me has been denuded from the fire, and it already slid a little bit, and now we're preparing that it's going to slide a whole bunch more.
I'm Cheryl Hubbard reporting.
Well, that's all the news we have for you today. Thank you so much for trusting us with your weekly news.
We'll see you next time, Asbury.